This is Top Accolade Global News Update. I am Abiodun Mohammed. Drones attacked 2 oil refineries just 40 to 50 miles east of Russia's biggest oil export terminals on Wednesday, sparking a fire at one and causing no damage to the other, according to Russian officials. Drone attacks deep inside Russia have intensified in recent weeks, with strikes on Moscow, oil pipelines, and even the Kremlin ahead of a Ukrainian counter-offensive. At around 100 GMT, the drone struck the REFINERIES oil refinery in Russia's Krasnodar region, causing a fire which was later extinguished. Governor Veniamin Kondratiev said the REFINERIES refinery lies 50 miles east of the Black Sea port of Novorossiysk, one of Russia's most important oil export gateways. The plant can process around 6 million tons of oil each year. Novorossiysk, together with the Caspian Pipeline Consortium (CPC) terminal, bring about 1.5% of global oil to market. Last year, CPC exported via the South Ozereyevka terminal 58.7 million tons of oil, mainly from Kazakhstan, while the terminal of Cheskaris at Novorossiysk handled about 30 million tons of oil. The Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine, General Command PFLPGC, has blamed Israel for the killing of 5 of its members in a blast in eastern Lebanon near the Syrian border. Anwar Raja, a PFLPGC official, said an Israeli strike on Wednesday hit positions in the Lebanese town of Usaya. He said 10 people were wounded, of which 2 were in critical condition. However, unnamed Israeli sources told news agencies that Israel was not involved in the attack. No official comment came from Israel, nor from the Lebanese Army or the Iran-backed Hezbollah group. There were conflicting reports from Lebanese and Palestinian sources that the blast was a result of an old rocket going off in an arms depot or mines exploding while they were being moved. Another PFLPGC official, Lebanon-based Abu Wahel Izam, said his group would retaliate, in quote, at the suitable time. He added the strike would not deter his group from escalating the fight against the Israeli enemy. The group has positions along the Lebanon-Syria border, as well as a military presence in both countries. It has carried out attacks against Israel in the past. Sudan's army has suspended its participation in talks over a ceasefire and humanitarian access, Sudanese diplomatic sources told newsmen, raising fears of renewed fighting that has displaced hundreds of thousands of people. The talks with the rival paramilitary Rapid Support Forces (RSF) began in the Saudi Arabian port city of Jeddah in early May and had produced a declaration of commitment to protecting civilians and 2 short-term ceasefire deals that have been repeatedly violated. The army and the RSF had agreed to extend a week-long ceasefire deal by 5 days just before it was due to expire late on Monday. Diplomatic sources told pressmen on Wednesday that the army was suspending its participation in the talks. The spokesman for the army, Brigadier Nabil Abdallah, also told the Associated Press news agency the decision was in response to the RSF's alleged repeated violations of the humanitarian ceasefire, including their continued occupation of hospitals and other civilian infrastructure in the capital Khartoum. In a statement, the RSF accused the army of halting the talks in Jeddah so that it could undermine them and of violating the ceasefire by using air power and heavy artillery to attack its positions. The Qatari Prime Minister held secret talks with the supreme leader of the Taliban this month on resolving tension with the international community, a source briefed on the meeting said, signaling a new willingness by Afghanistan's rulers to discuss ways to end their isolation. The May 12th meeting in the southern Afghan city of Kandahar between Qatari Prime Minister Mohammed bin Abdulrahman Al Thani and Ayatollah Akhundzada is the first the reclusive Taliban chief is known to have held with a foreign leader. US President Joe Biden's administration was briefed on the talks and is coordinating on all issues discussed by the pair, including furthering dialogue with the Taliban, said the source. The source, who spoke on condition of anonymity, said other issues Sheikh Mohammed raised with Ayatollah included the need to end a Taliban ban on girls' education and women's employment. The meeting represents a diplomatic success for Qatar, which has criticized Taliban restrictions on women while using long-standing ties with the Islamist movement to push for deeper engagement with Kabul by the international community. The United States has led demands for the Taliban to end the bans on girls' schooling and women working, including for UN agencies and humanitarian groups, to restore their freedom of movement and bring Afghans from outside Taliban ranks into government. A NASA panel formed last year to study what the government calls, in quote, unidentified area phenomena, commonly termed UFOs, was due to hold its first public meeting on Wednesday ahead of a report expected in coming weeks. The 16-member body, assembling experts from fields ranging from physics to astrobiology, was formed last June to examine unclassified UFO sightings and other data collected from civilian government and commercial sectors. Focus of Wednesday's 4-hour public session is to hold final deliberations before the agency's independent study team publishes a report this summer, NASA said in announcing the meeting. The panel represents the first such inquiry ever conducted under the auspices of the U.S. Space Agency for a subject the government once consigned to the exclusive and secretive purview of military and national security officials. The NASA study is separate from a newly formalized Pentagon-based investigation of unidentified area phenomena, or UAPs, documented in recent years by military aviators and analyzed by U.S. defense and intelligence officials. The parallel NASA and Pentagon efforts, both undertaken with some semblance of public scrutiny, highlight a turning point for the government after decades spent deflecting, debunking and discrediting sightings of unidentified flying objects, or UFOs, dating back to the 1940s. That is the size of top accolade global news updates. You can follow us on our social media platforms as displayed on your screen. Happy midweek.